Don't allow your emotions to get in the way of you accomplishing your dreams. What's up, everybody? My name's Elliot, and this is another episode of Urban Sage. I'm coming from you live in Los Angeles, California. So I just finished writing my book, Urban Sage Teachings. It's all about how to create fulfillment and find a sense of purpose and create connections and have a firm identity. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's urban_sage_. I post what I'm doing on there so you can keep more up to date with all the development of Urban Sage and everything that I'm putting out. But so someone reached out to me and they asked me, how do you stay consistent? And I mean, the simple answer is just don't stop. If you want to stay consistent, don't stop. Keep going. Don't give up. But, it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. If you want to stay consistent and you want to achieve something, because your success is really based on how consistent you can be. Sure, there may be pockets of success here and there that just kind of happen as just sprouts overnight. But most success happens through consistency. Most of success is a lot of small actions built together to create a major success or a major accomplishment. So it's staying consistent through all these little accomplishments long enough for them to create some major success. And the key is that you really have to believe in whatever it is that you're working for. So you have to know what it is that you're striving for, but you really have to believe that there's a purpose there, that what you're working towards has real value and real significance, because otherwise when these circumstances really start to get tough, if you don't really value what it is that you're working for or towards, or you're going to give up. And that's the real truth of it. Some of you guys know that I'm in recovery, and they say that I hope that your bottom is so painful that you never want to go back to it. And, people say that because everyone hits a moment in their life between where they are and where they're supposed to be. And that moment of change is painful. And if what you're trying to move away from isn't more painful than that moment of change, you're going to resort back to where you came from. So I really hope that what you're working towards and where you're going is of more importance than where you are. Because otherwise, you're going to get complacent and you're going to just start to justify the acceptability of where you are in your life and say, you know what, it would be cool if this was my life, or if I was working towards this, or I was doing these things, but there's these circumstances and these consequences and these issues that are going to happen or are happening that I don't want to deal with. And then you give up, right? So if you want to be consistent, you have to really believe in what you're working towards. Because if you don't, your emotions are going to stop you from accomplishing and achieving your vision and your goal. Because when that moment of change is happening, your emotions they're gonna want to break you. They're going to mold and manipulate you into this whole new character and this whole new identity that's really going to test your level of determination. So when you're working towards something, you have to believe in it. To stay consistent, you have to believe in it. But you can't allow your emotions to get in the way. You can't allow your emotions to dictate whether or not what you're working towards is worth it. Or you can't allow your emotions to deter or deflect you from accomplishing your vision. Because it's going to get painful. trials and tribulations are going to happen that are going to make you rethink what you're working towards, or why you're working towards it, or what it's for. You know, like it's like when like a woman's giving birth, like if she like was going through this like level of pain, like in labor, like if she just listened to her emotions, she'd be like, I'm not gonna have this baby, I'm not gonna do this. Actually, let's, you know, like, and like theoretically it's the same idea. Like if you weren't so stuck in the process of making this product happen, like in labor, you would give up, right? And it's the same idea if you're starting a business, or you're in a relationship, or you're just trying to have a new life. Like if you're not so committed to the outcome of your process, you're going to give up, because it's going to get painful. And your reason for why you're involved with it is going to be, it's going to create the level of dedication that you have for its completion. If you really believe in it, if you really believe in whatever it is that you're working towards, you're really dedicated, that is going to allow you to move through these painful times, these tough times, these trialing times. And this is my personal belief, but if you really want to believe in why you're doing something, you can't have you on your mind. I listen to a lot of other speakers, and Eric Thomas talks about how you can't be on you. You can't be thinking about you. Because when you're thinking about you, you make these excuses. You come up with these unjustifiable reasons of why you're not going to complete something. Because you're selfish and self-centered and self-seeking, and I totally agree with that. If you're not working towards something that's going to contribute to somebody else, I mean, eventually you're going to search for more comfort in the moment while you're going through these painful times than, you know, seek completion and move towards these painful times to accomplish something greater than what's happening in that moment. So, you know, like if you want to be consistent, really have a reason for why you're working towards whatever it is that you're working towards. Like this book I wrote, it wasn't for me. Like I know everything that's in the book, right? But it's for you. It's for other people. It's so other people can have this understanding of who they are and what they have to contribute, what they have to offer, so they can live a greater life of fulfillment. And a lot of the practices is being practiced in me talking and me writing the book, and it's self-fulfilling. So in writing the book, I'm partaking in what the book is about. But, you know, I could have found another way. But it's the contribution of somebody else that really gives me a why strong enough that allowed me to, you know, work a year and rewrite this book 3 or 4 times, and really say no to people, and really reevaluate what it is that I'm trying to accomplish, and, you know, put things that I value less on the back burner. Like, not that I don't value them, it's just that, you know, like, do I want to go out and have a good time on a Friday night? Yeah, of course. But, you know, like, I value contributing to somebody else more than I do just having a good Friday night. So I would say no to people on a Friday night. I would stay in my room. But it's that why that allowed me to do those, or get through those moments successfully. And you have to find the same reason for yourself. You have to know for yourself why it is that you're taking this action, or trying to complete this thing. Because if whatever it is that you're working for isn't of more significance or more fulfilling than where you are right now in your life, or especially the pain that you're going through while trying to complete it, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to push through it. So really find a reason why you're working towards the completion of your visions, your dreams. And when those dreams and visions are for the contribution of somebody else, you're almost guaranteed to complete it if you really believe in it. If you really believe in it, like parents do more for their children that they did for themselves because they think about somebody else, right? People care for others more than they care for themselves because there's this internal fulfillment that happens that can really only be understood through an interaction of that action, of expressing that character. So, I talk about in my book how to really have an understanding of what it is that you have to offer. But right now, I really just want to instill this idea that you have to maintain consistency while going through these trialing times. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whether you're trying to run a mile or build a business or whatever, the only difference between someone who succeeds and someone who fails is the failure gave up. The succeeder never gave up, right? So to stay consistent, just don't give up. But what will support that idea is having a reason why you're working towards the completion of your vision that is strong enough, that is really has the most significance and most value to you. And when that reason is for somebody else, if you really believe in it, it's gonna bring you to the completion of your vision, of your dream. Your reason why, when it's for someone else, will bring you to the completion of your vision.